Hello everyone, welcome to week 4 of Paris Marathon training. So I've managed to rope James into the start of the video for once.
Of course, sat down, didn't I?
And also thought I would film somewhere different than just my desk chair, because sometimes that's where a lot of my sit down videos are. But start of week 4, so today is Monday, 3rd of January, the bank holiday. So I feel like it's a bit of a weird day today, because it's like a lot of people are like, new year, it's a new start, but because it's a bank holiday, a lot of people are like, right, start things on.
New year, new me tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. New year, new me, but I'll start on the 4th of January when I go back to work. But for me today on the plan, well, actually it was a rest day on the plan, but I thought I'd get up early and do 40 minutes on the bike. So I hope that's okay, coach.
Well, I believe you missed your bike last week.
Did I? Okay, well I'm making up for it. So yeah, I thought I'd spin the legs out because of the long run on Sunday, and then this evening have taught HIIT class, and both James and I taught stretch. So in the running hub we have a couple of classes that we teach, and Monday nights is those. I thought, despite it being a bank holiday, let's just get back into the routine. Not too many people were at HIIT, but we had, I think, about 18 or so at stretch, that was like our highest attendance in quite a long time actually, which is really nice.
Everyone needs to stretch out and reset, don't they?
Yeah, I think that's what everyone wanted to come along for, wasn't it? And it's nice because we all sort of like have our cameras on and we have a chat, and it's an opportunity for people just to kind of meet other people in the hub. So yeah, solid start to the week. James, you've had a rest day today, your first one in how long?
First one of the year. In a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so easy start to Monday. We're just going to grab some dinner and then it's back to the track tomorrow, and it's going to be a shock to the system, I think, because
and it's going to be wet and cold.
Yeah, so I'm
But
not
buzzing, eh?
No, I'm not really that buzzing right now. 6 o'clock alarm. It's the first early alarm that we've had in a long time, really, isn't it?
Probably a week again.
Huh?
Probably a week again.
A week again? What do you mean?
Well, a week before Christmas we were running early and doing stuff.
I wouldn't say that early.
But some myself. Anyway,
So yeah, Monday, done. And then yeah, we'll take you onto the track tomorrow for Track Tuesday.
swipe the camera up.
Hopefully not too wet, so we can film a little bit of our session. I think we've got a similar session tomorrow, so
Exactly the same session.
there we go. Not same
Different
pace.
pace.
Yeah, different paces though. So yeah, see you at the track. Oh, they're going for a race. Been a tough old day, Lily, has it? Been tiring. First day back. Been sleeping all day, haven't you? Miss Snoozy? Not impressed, are you? Look at that pretty face. Are we pairing? Ooh. You look really serious.
Track Tuesday is a serious matter.
So, how did the session go today? Or actually, what was the plan first on?
So first of all, the plan was to try and get out of bed and out of the house listening to all the rain and coldness. No, actually it was forecast to be really bad today, wasn't it? And we woke up to pretty warm temperatures and dry sky, which was nice, but that changed on the drive there.
Yeah, literally we were driving there in the rain. You were like, oh no! Literally as soon as we got there, it was just pretty wet and miserable. And
yeah, it's pretty horrific, and you were not happy, Bunny, were you, on your warm-up? Kind of stood there a bit on your drills.
Yeah, the drills weren't full of energy or full of beans. Well, even Dan said we were all just all so miserable. Everyone was really quiet on the warm-up. Normally everyone's like chatting away and catching up with how we've all been, and that was like one of the quietest warm-ups. Yeah, drills I wasn't too keen for either. You can probably hear that I've got a bit of a blocked nose, so not COVID. I've been testing daily.
If not twice daily.
yeah, I've been a bit paranoid with it. So session was 10 minutes tempo, 12 by 300s, and then the aim was to also do a final 10 minutes tempo.
Yeah, so unfortunately, or fortunately, probably in the outcome for Katie, she had a similar session to me today, but I'm being a bit experimental with my training block, because at the end of the day, how do we find out what's best for our clients without trying it ourselves?
Yeah.
So over the last few weeks, Katie and myself have had many sessions sort of building towards, not just today, because it's all part of the parcel, but so Katie's 10-minute tempo was supposed to be in 100 seconds per lap, and mine in 90 seconds per lap. So for instance, if we look back at my last few weeks, I did 2400s at 90 seconds, I'd done 1200s at 90 seconds a lap, and you know, it's built up to it. So it wasn't until Nev went, we can't do that pace. So I thought, yes we can. Anyway, that was the idea today, 10-minute tempo at that pace, so probably around about current 5k stretch pace, not target pace, but around there. Then we were going to switch it up and do 12 by 300, so essentially working the legs in a different manner, and then put on the tempo again, so really just sort of simulating the end of the marathon, really working on fatigue legs. Fortunately for Katie and myself, whilst we're going through the 300s, I realised that we're probably a bit early in the block to be putting the 10-minute tempo in. It will be coming in a few weeks' time, so watch this space, be ready. But also Katie needs a slap on the wrist because she adjusted her target time on the run live without my knowledge.
Yeah, well, so at the moment, one of our clients and now very good friend Sammy has joined us at the track, and we're very similar in sort of like our speed sessions, so we've been working together, which has been a godsend for me, because before the boys would all go off on their own, and Devon, but I could never keep up with them, and for me it's detrimental in trying to stick with a group. So now that Sammy's here, it's been great because we're very similar. So I just said to her, like, I have not touched that pace. I thought that was a bit ambitious for my coach, so I thought let's make it achievable, especially if I was going to do a second 10-minute tempo. So we just kind of ran to feel, and we managed just over 7-minute mile pace, and the target was like 6:40. So that was what I was doing a couple of weeks ago in actually intervals and like pushing myself. So
that's why it was a couple of weeks ago, not today. I'm
yeah.
a bit annoyed you still. You should have tried to get to the pace. Anyway, that's...
I'm not at that fitness yet to do that.
And that's why you have to challenge yourself.
But we did really well in the 300s, and they started off at about 109. We were progressing through them, and our last one was 103. So like a lot of them were sub 6-minute mile pace. So yeah, really happy with the session and was quite pleased. I think we were about 3 reps to go, and James says you don't have to do the second 10 minutes. So I was like, yes. But yeah, it was a really wet, miserable morning, and just so glad for the rest of the team that were there, because I definitely wouldn't, definitely on the drills, I had in my mindset, like if I was on my own, just on the road doing this, the session probably wouldn't have got done. But
yeah, teamwork definitely prevailed today.
Once you got into it, it
did dry up a bit during the session. It was still cold.
Yeah, it was cold. Like we all had like layers on. Like Sammy was wearing a top which she was just planning on wearing for the warm up, and she just wore it throughout the whole session, like a long sleeved.
Yeah, I didn't take any layers off today after the warm up.
I bought the wrong gloves. I just bought a pair of like old gloves, so they were like, once they got wet, they stayed cold. They're like a pair from Primark. I should have taken a proper running set. But yeah, good session from us both. First day back to work, shall we say? So you
few check-ins with clients.
Yeah, just catching up with a lot of our clients. Recording this week's podcast tomorrow, which will be good, and then looking forward tomorrow both doing run, and then we're going to get into the gym, because I did say on the first week video, like, so motivated for the gym, and then kind of avoided it in weeks 2 and 3, but that was just due to kind of like COVID reasons. Was just trying to keep away from crowded places at that stage. So yeah, back to the gym properly, and we'll see if there's going to be many January goers.
Absolutely.
Not knocking anyone that does want to start the gym in January, but it'll be interesting. But we are going in the more like late morning, so hopefully
after the work rush is gone.
Yeah, should be all right. But we'll see how we get on. So we'll update you on training tomorrow. And can you believe this? 2 days in a row I've got you on this week's vlog.
Probably not tomorrow then.
We'll save it for later in the week. Oh, and James also had his booster jab today, didn't you? How's your arm? Can you lift it up?
Fine, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've had a few clients have said that they've had a bit of adverse effects after their booster, so we'll see how James feels tomorrow morning. But hopefully you feel alright. It seems like you've been fine.
Absolutely.
About
all good. Ready to take my superpowers into the gym tomorrow.
about 5 or 6 hours ago since you had it, so
Yeah.
you're doing alright. So yeah, it's quite late now anyway. So we've had dinner, tied up all our work for the night, and then we're going to go and start a new box set, I think. So let us know. It takes us a long time to get through box sets. But if you've got any good recommendations, then leave them below, because we will need them.
Come September when we finish this one.
Yeah, right. Time to go to hit the hay, go to bed, and we'll catch up with you, hopefully, tomorrow. Also, this is a present from the Running Hub team, part of one of the Christmas presents they got us. Definitely cried when I opened this. But yeah, how nice is this? James and I.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Today was longer recovery run day and 60 minutes was on the plan. Tried to keep it really easy today because I'm still like blocked up with this cold, and also I'm feeling that my aerobic capacity is not quite there yet, so just trying to take it really easy, because sometimes I feel like if you take it too steady on an easy run it doesn't feel enjoyable, whereas if you really try to slow it down it's better. I had a plan like in terms of a route in mind, and then I got to like a point, it was about 2.5 miles in, where I was meant to carry on the loop, but I changed my mind and just mixed it up, and actually towards the end really started to enjoy that run. This Wednesdays are like one of the harder days I find for me personally. Let's get out the sun. Yeah, Wednesdays are the hardest day. Not sure why. I guess it must be like the heavy legs, the sluggish feeling. But all done. I'm going to change, gonna head to the gym. Was meant to be meeting Naomi, but she's had to do an extra day at work today. So I'm going to do upper body, I think. A bit of cross training, maybe a bit of core. And then we've also got core class tonight. And then tomorrow is tempo day, and going to do legs tomorrow. Going to try to, if I'm doing any heavy sort of strength-based session, try and like fit it in on like harder days. So that it means Friday I can really recover before the weekend's training. So, time to get ready for the gym, and off we go. Just caught that yawn.
Now into Thursday, and a bit of change of plan. So this morning when I was due to do my tempo, it was -3 degrees. And I decided trying to do a tempo at that time in those conditions is probably not sensible, because we were due to meet at 6:30 and the sun is not rising until like 8 o'clock at the minute. So I spoke to Coach James and said, can I move my tempo around this week, just to make sure that I basically just didn't want to fall over this morning. I had a sports massage at 10:30, I think, and it's now almost 11:30 and I'm due to get my booster. So no run has been done today, and hopefully I'm okay after the booster. Someone's just seen me that I'm recording in the car. But yeah, booster, and then I've got quite a bit on today, so I just can't fit anything in, if I'm being honest now, the rest of the afternoon in terms of like work stuff. It's just like catching up with clients, preparing the podcast for tomorrow. I've got a community call tonight, which I'm preparing for within the Running Hub. So yeah, busy. And so I don't want to try and squeeze a run in for the sake of it. So yeah, fingers crossed I'm okay after my booster. I'll let you know how I get on tomorrow for tomorrow's run. Still testing negative for COVID, so it's not COVID, still a cold. I've literally been testing daily just to make sure that no, feeling okay. It's just like all nasally and all blocked up now. So right, let's go and get jabbed, because let's be honest, if you know me, petrified of needles. Like really don't like them. So this is a big thing for me to even get this done. So right, time to get my mask on let's get jabbed. Okay, so I need to fill you in from Thursday to Saturday. Things changed slightly. So as I said before, I went and had my booster done on Thursday and actually was fine from it, which I'm really happy about. I had Pfizer and I had Pfizer for my first 2, so I was pleased about that because I didn't really have too many side effects from before anyway. So I was happy when I turned up, got given a piece of paper, and I've heard that at some places you can kind of, if they have options, you can say, oh, I'd rather have this one or I'd rather have that one. But I was given Pfizer and all good. And I have heard from some people having like adverse side effects from like if they'd had different or certain combinations. But I'm sure it's just everyone responds differently. And if anything, the reactions, it's just your immune system. I'm not even going to try and talk about like I know what I'm talking about, but your immunity building up essentially. So on Friday, I was going to try and fit in the tempo run at some point, and I just thought, if I do a 5k on the Friday, which should have been on Saturday, I was like, am I just pushing it just after the booster? I've heard that some people like just felt really lethargic and felt pretty rubbish after it. So I thought, no, let's not. The only thing that I did actually have was like a super heavy arm. Like I couldn't sleep on that side for 2 nights. Yeah, it was just like ridiculously heavy. So it was like painful to like if you put pressure on that area. So yeah, Friday was on the bike. So Saturday, today, went to parkrun, didn't get any footage because literally it was like a miserable wet morning, and it's the same parkrun that I always do. So just decided to, yeah, just didn't even get my camera out. It was just 5k. James dropped me off because he was heading out, and then I did parkrun, and then I had coffee with a few of the team, which was really nice. And then just getting prepped ready for tomorrow's long run, which I will be including a little bit of a tempo section at the end just to make up for the tempo that I haven't done this week. So overall it won't be a bad week. I will have missed 1 run in total, but sometimes this is what happens during marathon training, and you just have to make the best of the situation and not dwell on anything that has been skipped or missed. But yeah, so I'm really not gonna lose any sleep or like cry any tears over this. I mean, James might say something because it's a tempo run that's missed out of anything. That's normally something that does get missed for me. But no, I'll promise to better next week. Whatever the weather, I will be out there, unless it is really slippy, and I might have to. James has actually been substituting some runs this week on the treadmill, which has been a good idea actually. So, but no, hopefully everything will all be okay. I managed to get outside. So time to get prepped for the long run, and Sunday, here we come. So Sunday, as you know, is long run day. Well, for me anyway. So 15 miles was on the plan. Because I've had to change my week around. The idea was to do 12 miles easy and then 3 miles, basically like whatever's left in the tank kind of thing. Just kind of pushing hard towards the end. So a bit of a recap. It was a beautiful morning, however it was like 2 degrees, so it was quite chilly. I feel like I dressed perfectly though. Leggings, long socks to cover my ankles. I was wearing Tempo Next Percents today because of the last 3 miles of effort. Normally would wear sort of like Nike Pegasus. Then I had, what did I have on? A long sleeve t-shirt and then a long sleeve like zipper. Half hat, no, headband. Not, if you listen to the podcast, you'll know I always call it a headband. No, I always call it a half hat, and James is always correcting me saying no, it's a headband. And gloves, and yeah, that was like perfect. And yeah, just very slippy out though. I will say that it was very slippy. So that kind of slowed us down in places, but I think I was averaging sort of like six, what am I talking about? 6. Around 8:40 to 9-minute miles for the first like few miles, and then on the last 3 miles did a 7:50, 7:30, 1 or something, and a 7:29. First, so like in terms of like overall, for like the tempo miles, I feel like that was like almost a minute, if not more, a mile quicker than the first part. So that was good. However, I felt like I put a bit more effort in than sort of like the pace, but it was really slippy. Like James agreed that the last few miles of that route was like the worst in terms of slippiness. So it just felt like my feet were coming, like I just wasn't getting any good traction underneath my feet. So yeah, the first mile was slow because of that. Second mile, I feel like I found my rhythm a little bit more, and then in the third mile I got caught up in a local club run. They were doing a loop back, and basically I probably lost about 20 seconds there. So I was trying to fight hard in the last sort of like kilometre of that mile to try and pick it back up again. So happy, just the fact that I did 15 miles, managed to pick up the pace in the last 3, which was good. And that equated to a 32 and a bit mile week. So considering that I missed one of my runs this week, I am happy with that. And yeah, signs off week 4 of marathon training. Just to put a bit of I'm fully dressed underneath this, but it's like 9 o'clock on Sunday. I've just been tidying up, cleaning the house, ready for the week ahead. But I'm literally like fully dressed underneath this. I just love putting my dressing gown on at home. If you know me well, you know that I love a dressing gown. So this has just been on whilst I clean. I feel like with a clean and tidy house, it just sets me up really well for the week. Because I work from home, if I'm like surrounded by mess, I feel like I've got a messy brain. Whereas if I've got a clean, tidy house, then yeah, sets me up well. So it is late, however, I've been busy today because long run. I went shopping, then went for a walk with some of my friends, which was nice. So as well as doing 15 miles, we walked almost 3.5 miles. So I've done like 18, 19 miles on my feet today, which is a lot. And then went to go and see my sister because it was my nephew's birthday on Wednesday. So went to see him, drop him off his present. And then by the time I got home, it was ready to have dinner. So yeah, busy day, but feeling good still, and I'm looking forward to another week and hopefully being able to tick all the boxes off in the right location this time. So yeah, good solid week. Bring on week 5, looking forward to it. And I am going to pick up the camera more next week, I promise, and just talk about general stuff, about training, kit, and just strategies and all different things that we implement into our training week. So I hope you've had a good week too, and I look forward to catching up with you for week 5.